Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9. You don't have to touch anything, just film. Don't touch anything. Hold it. Okay, so what things make you happy in life? Well, for me, my happiness comes from the things and the people that I love. And happiness comes in many forms. And this can be music, nature, and pets. And that is why I have conducted research so that you all can have some insight into some so-called secrets to happiness. So to begin, I will discuss how music is said to be a beneficial factor to happiness. And according to AARP's website, the page titled "Seeing Live Music May Help You Live Longer" says in a study that 60 people who experience fibromyalgia, a serious pain-causing disease, experienced less depression and also less pain listening to music once a day over a 4-week period. So this study shows us that listening to music can help both mentally and physically. Another study from the AARP website page titled "Seeing Live Music May Help You Live Longer," they conducted a study where they had people watch live concerts. Well, in the study, 25% of those individuals experienced a 25% increase in self-worth, and 75% experienced an increase in mental stimulation. So not only does listening to music benefit with happiness, but also live music. So moving on from that, I'll discuss how nature plays a big part in happiness. So on the website, the Greater Good website, titled "How Nature Can Make You Kinder, Happier, and More Creative," they did a study and they had urban dwellers participate in a 20-minute stroll through wooded areas in an urban park. Well, these people experienced significantly more stress relief than those who simply strolled through a city center. So these results show us that even city folks who are used to that environment can still benefit from natural surroundings. But then again, you don't have to tell us West Virginia people that, because we already know. Another part of nature that is said to be beneficial is something as simple as houseplants. And in the journal Landscape and Urban Planning, they did a study and found that those who have houseplants versus those who do not have houseplants experience more positive emotions. And the coefficients were significant, with those having houseplants being 73% more happy than those who did not have houseplants. So lastly, that brings us to the connection of pets and happiness. So according to authors Catherine Baio and George Schreer, they wrote "Pets and Happiness, Examining the Association Between Pet Ownership and Well-Being." They did a study and found that those who have pets are more satisfied in life versus people who do not own pets. And this can be seen in a typical factory worker, as was seen in their study, coming home and being greeted by a pet versus being greeted by nothing. And the numbers are shown here. Life satisfaction for a pet owner versus a non-owner. Pet owners are 4.17%, while non-pet owners are 3.71 on the scale of life satisfaction. Pet owners also beat the non-owners, with happiness being at 4.55 versus a 4.35, and they are also more open versus a non-pet owner. So in and this applies to me as well. Coming home and being around my pets is also very rewarding after a long day. And another reason that is said to connect pets to happiness is that people associate them with a term that is called anthropomorphism. And this is when we give our pets somewhat human features, such as talking to them like a human, dressing them up, which is something that a lot of people do. But that is why pets are also connected to happiness, because we see them as being people, having human-like qualities, and connect them like that. So to conclude, those are some secrets to happiness. So whether it be good tunes or fresh mountain air or a scruffy dog, happiness comes in many forms. So with that being said, I'll ask you again, what truly makes you happy in life? So what are your questions for me?
Again, who inspired you to choose music and why?
Music. Okay, the question was who inspired me to choose music and why. I had seen things previously on the internet of Alzheimer patients being able to temporarily remember things by listening to music. And so I thought, when I got my topic of happiness, I thought there has to be some sort of connection with music and happiness. And that is why I chose that. And yeah. Any other questions? Nothing?
How did you choose and get interested in chickens?
Oh, how
They
did
make you
I
happy.
choose and get interested in chickens?
They make you happy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The question is, how did I choose and get interested in chickens? Because I did mention that in my speech. Chickens were a big component in why I chose pets as a subtopic for happiness, and I have always loved chickens, and they are a stress reliever for me. So I figured that probably connects to happiness. So you can stop it.